Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by InTheMoneyStocks. Today is November 25th, 2015. My name is Nick Santiago. Thank you all for tuning in. So this is the final trading day before the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States. And what you'll see here is that the S&P 500 E-mini futures are trading higher by 4 3/4 points to 20.89 1/4 per contract. You can see the futures were up a little bit more around 4 o'clock in the morning, but they have faded a bit. We'll see where today's market goes. Yesterday was pretty much a flat trading day, and I would not rule out today being kind of the same thing. Once you get into that light volume period, that does give a lift to the markets, and that's exactly what we saw yesterday. We could see more of the same today. All right, so looking at the S&P 500 E-mini futures, they are higher right now, but we'll see where they close. It could make for some good, interesting morning trading, but as the day goes on, once we get into the 11, 12 o'clock time frame, I think the volume trends will die off as people prepare for holiday and start to move out. A lot of traders will generally leave the marketplace around the lunch hour. All right, let's take a look at some stocks in the news today. We don't have that many, but we have a few. GES Jeans, or GES Inc. as it's called, that's in the news. They reported earnings. Stock is trading at $21, closed at $19.54. It did trade as high as $23, but has come back down. It looks like 20 is a big resistance level here either way. It did get above there, so we're going to give GES Jeans a slight upside bias from here. I don't think there's anything terrific going on here. If the stock does get to 22 bucks, watch for pretty good resistance there. Appears up 22, appears to be good intraday resistance if it does get up there once the opening bell rings. Next one we want to talk about here is going to be Deere, and Deere and Company right now having a pretty good move. We're going to have some gap resistance levels for this one. They'll be posted up in the chat room at 9 a.m. Right now it is 8:48 a.m. So in about 12 minutes time, the Deere levels will be posted up in the intraday stock chat room. Right now the stock's holding firm at $79.94. They came out with earnings. It looks like they beat on earnings per share, but the revenues were down. And looks like they reported in line. I don't know if we can make too much out of that earnings report, but that's why we look at the chart. So right now the chart is saying the stock is going higher, and we'll have some resistance levels to fade it. So again, keep that on the radar. We'll look at that again in the intraday stock chat room at 9 a.m. If you haven't done so already, come on over, take a 7-day free trial to the intraday stock chat. You could trade right alongside of us, get all of our levels, all of our trade setups, and you'll see everything that we're doing in there. All right, let's take a look at Hewlett-Packard, ticker symbol HPQ. Remember, last month, HPQ split up into two separate companies. Right now, the stock is trading at $13.40, closed at $14.64, so that's a pretty good haircut here for HPQ. Either way you slice it or dice it. The only level that interests me in this stock would be around $12.45. If it gets to $12.45, I think you could play it for a quick scalp bounce. Again, how much can you look for on a $12 stock? That's the million-dollar question. I would think about 10 to 15 cents. But nonetheless, the only level that would interest me, again, is around $12.45. Until that happens, I really want nothing to do with this equity. I'd leave it alone. Let's take a look at CTXS, which is Citrix Systems. Right now, the stock looks like it's trading in the pre-market at $77.29, but there's no real volume out here, so you got to be a little bit careful. But it looks like Elliott Management took a bigger stake in the company, and that is certainly a positive news for the stock. So they own a fair amount of the stock right now, and you can read the news for yourself. It looks like they did take a bigger portion, or they did buy more stock in Citrix Systems. So they are an activist investor, and that should give a little pop to the stock, at least this morning. Let's take a look at SolarCity. I did see this one this morning trading lower, and right now it's trading at $28.02. So I'm not sure what the news is there on SolarCity, but you can check it out. Closed at $28.57. It did trade around $27.60 yesterday after the closing bell, but again, you can check it out for yourself. The only level I see even for SolarCity is down at 24 bucks, so there's not a lot I would do with it at the moment, but I am seeing some weakness at least here before the opening bell. You also have a lot of metal and mining stocks down. Stocks like BHP Billiton, Rio Tinto, I also believe Freeport-McMoRan, FCX, all trading lower ahead of the opening bell today. So be a little bit aware of that. Do see some weakness in a lot of Brazilian stocks as well. So again, even though the markets are up, there's a fair degree of equities that are weak here today, and we'll see how that plays out. All right, looking at the gold market today, you're going to see that gold futures are trading down $4.70. What's the catalyst? Catalyst is a stronger dollar. Take a look at the dollar surging, roaring, and soaring above the 100 marker. Remember, the U.S. dollar index is the dollar versus a basket of 6 currencies, the most notable being the euro, the British pound, and the Japanese yen. And you can see the dollar is strong against all of them. Stronger dollar, weaker what? Commodities. So if you take a look at crude oil today, crude oil is trading lower by 78 cents to $42.07 a barrel. Wheat crude today is definitely due to the stronger dollar. Yesterday crude had a big pop, but today crude is pulling back, and the dollar is moving higher. So that's the way it looks to be at this point in time. Again, know that relationship. You'll be seeing that a lot. All right, everybody. With that being said, I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all have a wonderful holiday. And again, we will see you on the charts.